Hey guys, welcome back for the 5th installment of this comic book madness. This is box number 5, and yeah, let's go take a peek at what's inside. It's gonna be a variety of comics once again, and thank you guys for joining me in this. It's appreciated, and I hope that you'll be able to see some comics which you either own or see that you might want to get for yourself, or just in case of me opening some comics to take a look inside. Maybe you like some art which is inside. I see some comics which are going to be getting me close to completing the series again, so that's very cool. Some 80s comics. That empties the box and just put that away. So I'm just gonna put it in 3 piles again, and then we're just gonna go through them one by one. Here we go. This is X-Men issue number 66. And on the flip side we have Shaded Changing Man issue number 11. Then we have a Tick Big Yule Log special, holiday special, and Shaded Changing Man issue number 10. With a Silver Surfer issue 27 and Shaded Changing Man issue number 8. Then we have a Batman and the Outsiders issue number 24 and Shade issue number 6. Batman and the Outsiders 22 and Shade issue number 5. And we can keep on continuing with Batman and the Outsiders issue number 4 and Shade issue number 4, issue number 3 of Batman and the Outsiders, and issue number 3 of Shade the Changing Man. And then we switch over to the Avengers issue 312, the first volume, and Shade number 2. Then we have a Starjammers limited series, issue number 1. And I'm just gonna open this one because this is the first time that I became familiar with Carlos Pacheco, and I really like his art, his earlier art. So later on I wouldn't be as much of a fan of his art as in the earlier days. This one has a foil cover, as you can probably see, and if you know the banner of the channel, that's actually also Pacheco's art. And I really like the Starjammers as a team, and combined with the art of Pacheco, it just looks really good. But that's always a personal taste thing, so you might not like it, but I just want to give you guys a glimpse of Pacheco's dynamic and consistent art. It just looks the same and really good. And his panel layout is good. Some overpowered card game cards in there of the Abomination and Sorin. This is a typical 90s comic. So if you're not familiar with Pacheco's art, the guy actually passed away. I think it was last year already, but might be in the beginning of this year, but I think it was last year. And yeah, it's a shame because from what I hear is that he was a nice guy, but I think he mostly wrote stories later in his career, but his early art career is, yeah, I think it's a loss. It looks really good. We then have a showcase 93 of Robin and Peacemaker and the Blue Devil. And we have Starbrand issue number 19. I'm not familiar with the series at all, but I'm just trying to complete it because I'm not familiar with the character of Starbrand. But he would come up in Avengers later on as well, so he would switch over. I think he originally started in the Epic verse of, was it Epic? I think it was Epic. But apparently they crossed him over to the 616 universe of Marvel. Then we have a Showcase 93 again of Catwoman, Cyborg and Blue Devil. Another Starbrand, issue number 17. And another Showcase 93 of the same characters, issue number 1 and issue number 2. Starbrand issue 16 and issue 15. This looks like John Byrne art actually. Then we have a Siren, 2 number 1s, and this one says Ultraverse Special and a different cover price as well, so I think this might be a one-off, this one. With the Exiles in there, the original Exiles. Then we have a Cable and X-Force issue number 16 and issue number 17. Then we have a Zorro from the Topps publisher, issue number 0, special collector's edition. Then we have an Iceman Limited series issue number 2, very cool because I did not have that, so that's very cool. Cable and X-Force issue number 15. Baldur the Brave with a cool Walt Simonson cover, issue number 3. And The Thing, part 2 of 4. X-Men 68. Shade Changing Man, issue number 13. X-Men 667. And Shade Changing Man, issue number 12. And then the final stack for this box starts off with Avengers issue 305 and Shade Changing Man issue number 1. And yeah, I've like people who read Vertical comics always tell me that I should get into Vertical comics, and I'm gonna give it a try because I just like Chris Bachalo's art, and this is like his early art. So before he took on the reins of Generation X, which was the first time I really got familiar with his art. And this is a little bit more sketchy, but it looks pretty cool. So yeah, I was trying to get some Shady Changing Mans. Might as well just pick one series and start off with it and just grab a couple. And if you don't really like it, you can always try and sell them, and it's easier to do when you have like a whole run of it. So might as well just try them out and then see if I like it or not, and start off with with one of the artists which I'm familiar with. So I'm just gonna give that a try. So Avengers 305 and 303, Squadron Supreme issue number 6. Then we have a Wetworks issue number 8 of the second volume, I think this is, and issue number 7 with covers by Wals Portacio, whom I'm a big fan of. And we have a Woodworks source book, issue number 1. Wildcats 3.0 issue number 13 with a very cool cover. I like this a lot. And we have Avengers 270. Uncanny X-Men 322 with Joe Madureira art. Just gonna take this one out. But the insides are actually not done by Joe Madureira. No, they're Tom Grummett. And I don't think that's really got anything special to it, so I was hoping for Joe Madureira interior pages actually, but sadly it does not have that. I did not remember that. So we'll just move on to the next one, because this one might just have Joe Madureira art on the inside. So we're just going to take a look at that. Yeah. Let's take a look at all the details in there, the textures and stuff. It's a bit cartoony, but just enough. And this is actually one of the later issues in his run, I think. And he would get a little bit more manga-ish later on, where it got to a point where I thought it was too manga-ish, but this is right on the point where he starts doing that, I guess. Because I think it still looks cool. This is actually the the emergence of Onslaught. There you go. Onslaught is here. Dun, dun, dun. No one is safe. So yeah, that's some of Joe Madureira's art. Madureira. Then we have another X-Men issue number 72 and X-Men number issue number 75. Then we have a Batman Detective Comics, pretty cool cover, 936. Then we have a Doctor Strange issue number 10, and I have no idea which volume this is, but it also got Chris Bachalo's art, and this is like probably maybe 20, maybe even 30 years after his Generation X run, so it's gonna be totally different than the Shaded Changing Man, but it's still the same artist. But he would later on get a lot more chaotic, but yeah, very cool art. Just take a look at this. So that's actually the same artist as on the Shaded Changing Man comic, which I just opened up and gave a peek into, but take a look at the way this looks. Like there's happening a lot of stuff all over the place, and I think it's pretty cool. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to find out, to figure out exactly what's going on, but it just forces you to take more time to look at the art to figure out what's going on. But yeah, you can tell he puts time into his art. Very cool. And I'm not that big of a collector of Doctor Strange, but whenever Chris Bachalo draws it, I'm in. Then we have another Zorro, issue number 1, and Tales of the Teen Titans 59, and Zorro number 2, and Tales of the Teen Titans issue 53, and we have an Incredible Hulk, the first one of this box, issue 43, and Hulk and Hercules Unleashed, which is the one-shot, and it just came after the Onslaught saga. Then we have an Invincible Iron Man, and I just like this cover, look good. Justice League of America, issue number 1, and Justice League Rebirth, issue number 1. And that's it for this box. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and I'm just gonna keep on recording and get the next box and publish that after this video. So yeah, I hope to see you guys around for the next video and see what's up with that box and what's gonna be inside of that one. So yeah, later.